There's two types of skew chisel, the oval and this rectangular. They're both by Ashley Isles. This one's made from carbon steel and this one's high-speed steel. The oval rolls on the edge of your tool rest nicely, whereas this one's got corners which kind of tend to balance it away from where you're making your cut. So I would say on balance the oval one is the one to choose. One thing that you can use your skew for is to use it to help face off the end, so we get a nice flat straight end. So with the sharp point, the toe down, this is the heel, so we'll just call them toe and heel. Find the lowest point and make a groove. Then turn it on its side and push in on that line. This is just far enough so that the spindle gouge, which I'm going to use, won't spin back that direction. So then using that at about 45-degree angle, because remember we want the bevel to follow the line of the cut into the groove. I might have to leave a little spigot there, otherwise I'll lose our centre line, but there you are, nice flat end. So there's a sort of ball-shaped object which we're going to try and smooth with the skew. Now picking up the cut in the middle, you can't come onto it at this angle, you have to come onto it with the blade making an extreme shearing cut, nearly vertical. So start to gradually lift your backhand until you're just taking off a shaving. And you don't have to shape it all in one pass. It's important to keep the bevel rubbing in all turning, keep the bevel rubbing behind your cut. I mean, you will get a catch eventually, I get catches eventually, we'll all get them, but what you want to see are these shavings, very fine hair-like shavings coming off. And obviously reverse it for the other direction. And that's what we want to see, nice little fine thin shavings. That's how you can tell you're doing it properly. To form a bead, use the toe down, score a couple of grooves the size of your bead, then using this flat on its edge, turn those into V cuts. And you can use this, you can use the chisel that way round, which will give you a, you know, reasonable finish. But the best finish is when you can use it that way round, taking off those very fine hairs and shear cutting the wood and polishing the wood behind where you're making your cut. So when you're doing this, you only use the heel of the tool. You don't let the point of the tool get anywhere near it, otherwise you will get the inevitable dig in. There you are, a bead, V grooves, easy peasy. And you can use this to plane on the flat with, but obviously you've got a very small target area, so if you let that point get anywhere near, you'll get the dreaded dig. So I'm using only the heel really here. And of course our old friend burning a line, little tiny groove, just take the corners off. And when you do this, be careful that you withdraw the tool, because otherwise if you leave the tool there it tends to ride back. Just take a piece of MIG welding wire with a couple of handles fixed onto it, pull it into your groove and treadle away like a nutter. And you see the smoke coming off, and carry on until you've made your line dark enough. Quite a nice way of putting a decoration on something. Important thing to remember when you're using the skew, and I mean this advice is really for people using the skew on a pole lathe, is when you get your first catch, don't sort of tense up and worry about it. Just keep persevering, and also keep your treadle moving, because people tend to start doing little micro movements of the treadle thinking that they won't get a big catch. But give the treadle its full swing and just play with it and have fun.